So I got the list of federally recognized tribes here. And I just want to show you, so they've recognized 500 of them. 566 as of May 2013. 566 Native American tribes are legally recognized by the Bureau of Indian Affairs of the United States. So 566 of them, but we typed in Manassians, and we see no Manassians. Patuxet was Squanto, and then the Neantic. We have some Neantics, right? No Neantics are federally recognized. There's 3 Shawnee tribes that are recognized, all of them in Oklahoma, but the Ridgetop Shawnee are not recognized, and that's quite a shame. So you got 3 Shawnee tribes that are all recognized in Oklahoma. The Ridgetop Shawnee are actually a Kentucky tribe. There's only two tribes in Kentucky that I know of. You got the Ridgetop Shawnee and you got the Southern Cherokee, and that's it. Those are recognized by the state. They're not federally recognized. So really, they need to get federal recognition, then they can get themselves some land. The Southern Cherokee got themselves some land on the Green River. There's Yuchi, and there's so many Native Americans, Wyandots. You know, is there a Wyandotte? Yeah, I saw some Wyandots, but they're in different. Wyandotte Nation, Oklahoma. You know, the Wyandots have been here for quite some time, and then they spell with a T and an E. No, it's just Wyandotte, just dot, not dot A, Wyandotte. So this is the finale of the Thanksgiving dinner. Really, how did the Native Americans fare, right? It's all the Native Americans. I wanted to find out the actors and the players and how they ended it, and this just taken me on a whole nother life of its own, right? But the Mohegans are federally recognized. They got some land. The Pequot, they got federally recognized. They got some land. They got some casinos. They're making money. They're doing okay. And there's only like a few of them. There's only like 325 Pequot left. So if they're making millions of dollars, you know, on the casinos, 325 divided up, you know, a billion ways or how much their profits are. That's, you know, there was like $1 million a person they were making in '95. The Mohegans has the largest casino in the world. So that's both Connecticut recognized tribes, and it's the Mashantucket Pequot. Those are the Pequot that's recognized right now. The Mashantucket. They're the ones that has the big casino that's doing really fucking badass. They're doing kick ass. Now you have the Narragansetts are recognized. The Narragansetts of Rhode Island. And that's it. The Shawnee are recognized, but they're not. You know, but that's yes and no, just for Kentucky's sake. The Wampanoags, I think they're going to be like yes and no too. So let's try the Wampanoags. So you got the Mashpee, Wampanoag Indian Tribal Council. You got the Wampanoag Tribe of Gayhead, Aquina. And so that's 2 of them, 2 federally recognized Wampanoag tribes. And I think there was another one that actually was doing better and had some land state recognized. Yeah, maybe Connecticut or something. I don't know. But the Wampanoags, they're still around. They're still here. You got 2 federally recognized tribes. So that's good. Okay, so that's good. The Wampanoags were not wiped out. I've heard from 5,000 maximum to 91 people for the lowest amount. So they got a fighting chance when you get federally recognized to get land. And you don't always have to go to the casino route, but casino makes a ton of money. You could probably, I don't know, sell alcohol too. I mean, if you want to do the vices, just have Vice City, right? Just have a big dealer and just legalize everything. You're on Native Americans. What, they can't do nothing to you. If they should be able to shoot you. The fact that Leonard Peltier is still in fucking prison is some fucking bullshit. Oh my god. So that's the Wampanoags. Let's knock some of these down. Massachusetts, that's a type of people. There's only 50 Massachusetts left. Only 50 fucking individuals left, and that's it. So Massachusetts isn't just a state, it was actually a nation. It was the Native American tribe that was at that place. So that's real fucking sneaky why people name it after the place and then just fucking take it for themselves. Tribal members spoke Massachusetts language, part of the Algonquin family. It's even the Commonwealth of so it's basically the Native Americans who was there, right, especially around Boston. So the Massachusetts people, where are the Massachusetts people? Are they still around? Let's fast forward and find out. 21st century, descendants of the praying Indians from Nautic have organized as praying Indian tribes of Nautic and Pocapoag, currently under the leadership of Rosetta Andrews or Karen Hand from Stoughton, Massachusetts, who received her title of chief from her mother. The praying Indian members live within a radius of 20 miles around Stoughton. There were just under 50 members of the Natick praying Indians. So the Natick praying Indians, there's only 50 fucking Massachusetts people left. Now they're saying that there's other descendants of the Massachusetts, the Neposet and the Ponkapoag, and they are part of the Massachusetts Ponkapoag Tribal Council. So there's 50, then there's also possibly this other fucking tribal place here. So I would say what? Maybe 200 to 50 people left. There's not many Massachusetts left. In Massachusetts, they might be able to just to fucking take over Massachusetts, right? Massachusetts, that's, I don't know. Massachusetts is the home of the Revolution. Massachusetts, there's a lot of good things that came out of Massachusetts. And it's weird saying just Massachusetts, but that's the fucking Indian people. Daniel Day-Lewis is well known for going to extremes in preparation for his roles. For this film, he lived in the wilderness where his character might have lived hunting and fishing and living off the land for several months prior to shooting. I'll be in your damn movie, but I want to just fucking be an Indian for months before I do this. British and French troops do battle in colonial America, aid of the various Native American war parties. British troops enlist the help of local colonial militiamen, reluctant to leave their Mohican complicates for the British officers. The adopted Mohican pursues his own agenda despite the wrath of different people on both sides of the conflict. Hawkeye, Nathaniel Poe, Daniel Day-Lewis. Jack Winthrop. Alright, there's some fucking Winthrops around. 3 trappers protect a British colonel's daughter in the midst of the French and Indian War. I have no idea if this is true, based on a true novel. I can't fucking tell. The last of the Mohicans, since the Mohegan sounds like Mohican, and Mohican was very close to where the Mohegans were. The last of the Mohicans, okay? So the Mohicans were actually in New York, but the Mohegans were in Connecticut. Now it's only about 50 fucking miles. I mean, it's really short, like where the area, okay, here we go. So here's where the Mohicans were, right? So what we got? Piece of New York, we got some of Massachusetts, and it looks like what that's fucking New Hampshire, right? So New Hampshire, New York, and Massachusetts, and a little part of Connecticut. Now the fucking Mohegans was right here. So they was part of, fucking Connecticut, fucking right there. Just, it's right hopping a skip and a jump. It ain't too fucking far. What the fuck? Mohegan, possibly. But here's where they say the Mohicans were, and the Mohegans were over here. So is that way too far? Is that too crazy to think that the Mohegan and Mohicans might be the fucking same people? I don't think it's that crazy. But I'll entertain the notion that they're separate, distinct organizations. So the Mohegans had the greatest, biggest fucking, casino in the world. So the Mohegans are doing pretty well. What happened to the Mohicans? Did they die? So here's a Mohegan right here. The Mohegan tribe of Indians in Connecticut. They got 2 Mohegan Sun casinos, first opened in 96 at their reservation in Uncasville. The story between Uncas and somebody else. Would it be Sassacus? No. Yeah, maybe so. Sassacus wanted to fight, but Uncas wanted to fucking kiss ass. That's why he's wearing cowboy boots, right? He's part Indian, wild man or whatever, but also part compromiser. It was weird. The ones that didn't compromise, it's like all or nothing. Then they did lose all, but some of them, most people that compromised lost their shit too. So it really, you had to be like a fucking vigilante compromiser or something. You had to okay, but remember the deal. Hey, do you remember the deal? Sassacus, it says, under the Sachem Uncas, the Mohegan rebelled against domination by the Pequot. Sassacus and the Pequot were defeated by the English, along with their Narragansett and Mohegan allies in the Pequot War. Pequot War fucking changed some shit, man. Like I said, Sassacus, Pequot were defeated by the English, along with their Narragansett and Mohegan allies. So the Mohegans was actually against the fucking Pequot and the Sassacus. So the Narragansett and the Mohegan fought with the English, and I think they got federal recognition. So Pequot's they all got, I don't know. It's just interesting how people get still exists today, but Sassacus and Uncas were against each other, right? They were like, they disagreed with their tactics on what should happen. Sassacus fled to what he thought was safety among the Iroquois Mohawk in present-day New York, but they murdered him and they sent a scalp to the English as a symbolic offering of friendship with the Connecticut colony. So Sassacus was a, fucking Pequot sachem. Basically lost the Pequot War, ran for, to the Mohawks to get some fucking protection, and they just fucking killed him and sent a scout to the English to say, hey, look what we did. And so that's how fucking psycho the fucking English were. They scared the shit out of even the fucking Mohawk. And I even heard the Mohawk, they don't even have federal recognition. There's St. Regis Mohawk, so there is one group. But there's like a lot of fucking Mohawk tribes today, and there's only one federally recognized Mohawk group. And how is that group doing? They got like a casino where the states got part ownership. It's a fucking mess, okay? It's New York, so I guess you would kind of expect it to be kind of a mess because there's a lot of people in New York, right? So the St. Regis Mohawk is one federally recognized Mohawk troop, but most of them have not been federally recognized. The Patuxent and the Manassians are extinct. They were wiped the fuck out. The Neantic are not federally recognized, so they are not been wiped out, but since they don't have federal recognition, it's only a matter of time. Massachusetts, I don't know if they're federally recognized or not. We only had 50 to 200 of them is what we said that were left. So Last of Mohicans, it's just a film about Native Americans, right? So it was based on the film beforehand, which was a 1930-something film, and then this was actually based on a book by James Fenimore Cooper. So all the fucking plots seem like they're different. It's basically there's white people, and then there's natives, and then there's I don't know, and there's a plot, and people are killing. There's individuals and shit. So it says it's a historical novel. I don't know if that just means not true or true. So it seems like it's not true, but it's very easy to think that there is the last individual, right? The last fucking native. So the Mohegans, they're doing fucking badass. They got fucking recognized, and they have the biggest fucking casino in the entire world. So good for the Mohegans. They're not the last. They are very much the first. The Mohegans are looking to put the Pequots out of business. The Pequot has the casino, Foxwoods Casino themselves, but the Mohegan Sun Casino, they got two of them, and it's the biggest one in the world. So they putting the fucking the Pequot's feet to the fire when it comes to the competition for the casinos. The Mohegan people adopted a written constitution. They elected chairman and a tribal council who serve for specific terms. They adopted the division statement, "We walk as a single spirit on the trail of life." That's the Mohegans. They are doing good. Good for the Mohegans. Here's the story of Uncas and Sassafras. Sassacus. I'm sorry. So the early 1600s were a critical period of change for the Connecticut tribes who spoke various Algonquin languages. The pressure from rapidly expanding European settlements created competition for land and resources, while new infectious diseases were decimating Indian populations within the Pequot tribe. Within the Pequot tribe, at the time, a dispute erupted between the Pequot sachem head chief Sassacus and the leader Uncas. Uncas left with his followers who called themselves the Mohegan, or Wolf people, like their ancestors. Each tribe had their own idea of how to deal with European conflicts. Uncas became sachem of the Mohegan tribe, which favored collaboration with the English colonists. Now the Mohegans are fucking kicking ass. The followers of Uncas, I think it's even Uncasville is what they call, where they're either HQ or one of the casinos are. The Pequot under Sassacus chose to fight the colonialists, the colonists, and other local tribes took sides in a war that lasted from 1637 to 1638. Seeing the great losses brought on by continued fighting, Uncas had befriended the European invaders. This controversial decision brought Uncas and the Mohegan people into an uneasy alliance with the English in the ensuing war with the Pequot. Mohegan helped the English help defeat the Pequot. So fuck, maybe, they're all about collaboration with them, but they didn't have to fucking ally with them. So the Mohegans, I don't know, I guess those are the fucking Iroquois people. These are the natives that were able to fucking survive and get themselves, some land and shit, were the ones. There's a lot of compromisers, but I guess, like I said, you gotta be vigilantly, you have to compromise and be vigilant about remember the deal. You remember the deal. So Uncas settled his people in a village at Shantok on the Thames River, which the tribe defended from a Narragansett invasion. It was sparked by related European as well as Indian conflicts. Finally, the Mohegan tribe's alliance with the English kept its people safe during King Philip's War and afterwards. So the fucking alliance with the fucking English basically is what saved the fucking Mohegans' asses, the wolf people. Because they was like, nah, fuck that shit. We ain't going to be Pequot. Pequot's going to die. They going to get wiped out under that motherfucker. That motherfucker got a death wish. Sassacus got a death wish. I think I like Sassacus better than I like Uncas. But Uncas fucking, Uncle Tom, Uncle Tom, Uncle Uncas, he, in the long run, his fucking tactics was better. So the Mohegan tribe had used its sovereignty to create and maintain independent governmental structure. Since before Europeans arrived in America, the Mohegan government has evolved to exercise full civil and criminal jurisdiction over their lands using the Constitution of the Mohegan Tribe of Indians in Connecticut, which they wrote in the 20th century. The Mohegan Nation is governed by the Mohegan people. They elect a tribal council of 9 tribal members and a council of elders composed of 7 tribal members. All legislative and executive powers of the tribe not granted to the council of elders are vested with the tribal council. So they just got a council of elders and a tribal council. So council of elders is pretty fucking fascinating. Council of elders. And then maybe the council of the youth. I mean, why just the old? Let's get the council of the elders and the council of the youth. The fucking elders. I don't know. So Mohegan Nation, Mohegans. I'm tired of Mohegans. They're here. They're making a ton of fucking money. They're okay. They got the Mohegan Sun, this fucking casino resort here. James Taylor's going to be playing Slipknot. 3 casinos, 3 experiences. Begin your journey. Look at Mohegan Sun. Mohegan Sun. So, go there or go to the fucking Pequot. Or don't go to the casinos. Just save your fucking money. And, don't just give it the house, all the fucking gambling is favored towards the house. So if you want to lose all your shit, go on there. You see all the bright colors. You see everybody dressed all fucking pretty and shit. Everybody knows you're a fucking mark. They know you're going to fucking lose your money. So don't, the whole point is to make you... Anyways, the Iroquois is part of... the Mohawk is part of the Iroquois. There's a Seneca, Cayuga, Nundaga, Mohawk, Oneida, and Tuscarora. There was a time when mere mention of these tribes struck terror in the hearts of the settlers. But they say romantic. Seneca, there's a Seneca High School, Cayuga, Nundaga, Mohawk. There is did we find the fucking the St. Regis Mohawk? But most of the Mohawks actually did not have their own tribe. They referred to themselves collectively as Haudenosaunee, people of the Longhouse. They were the 6 nations of the Iroquois. By choosing sides during the American Revolutions, they ensured their own destruction. But right, so the fucking Iroquois, they separated. So united we stand, divided we fall. But eventually, with the American Revolution, they divided their fucking things. And then once they divide, the people that side with the English, so the Wampanoags should have fucking theoretically should have won, right? Because they allied themselves with the fucking English. But eventually, it was just too much for them because the English just want to take all their shit. Before the war was over, Iroquois homes lay in ruins or crops, orchards burned, people freezing, starving, lots of death. It's basically a genocide of the Iroquois nation was the American Revolution. And then there is the great, the George Washington, Miami and Shawnee Wars in Ohio and Indiana. So, fucking George Washington and the fucking Mohawk did not get along too well. There is the St. Regis Mohawk, and they got a casino, which they own with the government, but there's a lot of Mohawks still living today, and they have no, they just don't know who they are, what they're at, where they're doing. Ridgetop Shawnee, this is a Kentucky tribe, descend from southeastern Kentucky's early multiracial settlers, 1790 to 1870. Their ancestors migrated to the central Appalachian region in the late 18th to mid-19th centuries. Ridgetop Shawnee tribe of Indians are the only Native American tribe to have been recognized and honored by a body of the Kentucky General Assembly. So the only state recognized, only one. They're saying this is the only fucking tribe then in Kentucky. For some reason I find it hard to believe. What about the southern fucking Cherokee? So the Kentucky General Assembly recognized the Ridgetop Shawnee Tribe of Indians for the care of their children elderly. I don't know. June 2013, the Pine Mountain Indian Community LLC announced that the Ridgetop Shawnee Tribe of Indians would become the heritage arm of this nonprofit organization. With this new management structure, the Ridgetop Shawnee Tribe of Indians will concentrate more on the heritage of the region, while the Pine Mountain Indian community will take the lead with regard to economic development, community development in southeastern Kentucky. That's fucking fascinating. So the Pine Mountain Indian community is taking the Ridgetop Shawnee's designation, and they're the ones going to make fucking money off of them. So really, they should kick the fucking Pine Mountain Indian community off to the side, and the Ridgetop Shawnee, you're the one that got the fucking General Assembly to recognize y'all. Y'all could get land. Y'all could do a lot of shit. Create your own nation within the nation. This is dark and bloody ground. This is Kentucky. That's what the fuck, the whole name, the name itself of Kentucky is a Native American name. So Shawnee in Ohio. Let's see. Here's the three tribes: the absentee Shawnee, the Eastern Shawnee, the Shawnee tribe, formerly official part of the Cherokee Nation, but of different ones. So those are the three that are recognized by the federal government. They're all in Oklahoma. 6 bands of Shawnees are documented residing in Ohio and other states. So you got the United Remnant Band, the East of the River Shawnee, Lower Eastern, Platform, Pequot Shawnee tribe, and Ridgetop Shawnee. But none of them are federally recognized. So the only one that the Kentucky General Assembly has recognized has not been recognized by the federal government. The federal government has recognized over 500 fucking tribes. You tell me nobody, there's no Native Americans in this state? Bullshit. There was 35 fucking different tribes. So there should be lots of nations and natives that should be able to claim some sort of land here. Maybe they just haven't moved back. Maybe they haven't filed for it. Maybe they don't have good lawyers. I don't know. And it's bullshit. The Pequot Shawnee tribe are officially recognized by the states of Alabama, by the Alabama Indian Affairs Commission under the Davis-Strong Act, by Ohio Senate Resolution, and Ohio House of Representatives. And it says Kentucky by Governor's Proclamation, dated August 13, 1991. So Governor's Proclamation, that has less of teeth than passed by the government. It says the Pequot Shawnee tribe performed the Green Corn Dance in Cumberland Gap National Historical Park in 2011, so 3 years ago. Pequot Shawnee did a fucking Green Corn Dance. Governor's Proclamation. So maybe the Pequot Shawnee tribe might be recognized, but the Ridgetop are the only one by the General Assembly, so that's the fucking people's body, right? Coins of the Shawnee tribe. First Shawnee tribe coin issued 2002, $1. What the fuck? Tecumseh commemorative dollar. That's badass. How are they minting this? Is it just silver? Sovereign nation of the Shawnee. Yeah, so I don't know what the dollar coin really means. You got the Wampanoag tribe of Gayhead. That's federally recognized tribe here. So the Wampanoags carry on. The Narragansett people carry on. The Neantic people carry on. The Pequot people carry on. Mohawk, Mohegan, Massachusetts. But the Manassians and the Patuxent, they're gone. Do not cry for them, for they are gone. No, you should cry. The Patuxent, there are no fucking Patuxent. Squanto is not a fucking great story. It's a sad story. All your family's been killed, huh? By the English. Can you show us how to hunt? Can you tell us how we can survive too, so we can kill the rest of you motherfuckers? Oh, you're the last one. Well, we'll be nice to you. You can live with us for a year. They probably fucking killed him too. Fucking racist pricks. Probably like, we scared. We don't know what the fuck he's up to. He's got all that power and shit. Nah, we gotta fucking execute him. Pretty coin. If it's $1, I don't know who's using the Shawnee currency. In 2009, the United States Supreme Court ruled against the request that the Department of Interior take land into trust that they had acquired in 91. What the fuck? The Supreme Court, do you know what the fuck y'all talking about? So the 1990s, they said there's 2,400 left of the Narragansett. So that's good, 2,400. That's better than the Massachusetts. Only got fucking 50. There's only 50 Massachusetts left. A few thousand Mohawk and 35 Connecticut families. So these are on the ropes. The Neantic is on the ropes. Even the Pequot, 325 people. They're kicking ass in terms of making fucking money, but they need to start fucking popping out some kids. The Pequots are a little fucking selfish. The Pequot's going to get fucking trampled by the Mohegans. They're fucking casinos because they got better organization. But both of them are organized compared to all the rest of them. I feel sorry. I feel sad for the Neantic. Because I wonder if the Neantic are going to go the way of the Patuxent and the Manassans. And a lot of the Mohawks seem to be going that direction too. And a lot of the Shawnee, there's no Shawnee, the Ridgetop Shawnee, you know, they don't have no fucking say-so. The absentee Shawnee, they're something, right? They're fucking federally recognized. But that's not the, it's not the Ridgetop Shawnee. It's not the Shawnee. There might be Shawnee people from Kentucky that are living there, but, you know, we don't count them because, I don't know why. So the Narragansett tribe are an Algonquin Native American tribe from Rhode Island. In 1983, descendants of tribal members identified in the 1880 treaty gained federal recognition as Narragansett Indian Tribe of Rhode Island and reestablished sovereignty. In 2009, the United States Supreme Court ruled against a request that the Department of the Interior take land into trust which they had acquired in 1991. The court ruled that tribes that had achieved federal recognition since the 1934 Indian Reorganization Act did not have standing to have newly acquired lands taken into federal trust and removed into state control. What? There's a big fucking land fucking deal that they had land claim suit. They did see the Narragansett Indian Tribe of Rhode Island did get federal recognition. But then it says that some of them didn't get federal recognition. So it was like some did, some didn't. But there was one Narragansett. So they got federal recognition. The Narragansetts are on their way. There's only 2,400 of them, though. So hopefully they can get their land and they can do well for themselves. The Neantic, they're not federally recognized yet. And I'm not sure if the Massachusetts are or not. The Mohawk people, Mohawk ironworkers in New York, casinos, Time Magazine. Oh, yeah, okay. So the Mohawk, here's all the Mohawk people. We got the St. Regis Mohawk people that's federally recognized, but we don't have any of these people. See, from the northern New York, the people of the Flint, of the Flint, place of the Flint. All right, so you got 1, 2, 3. Let's see, Aki, Shawnee, bunch of weird names. Wata, but there's like 6, 7, 8 different names for the Mohawk people that are not recognized by the federal government. They talk about the Mohawk ironworkers in New York. The Empire State Building, there was they had special contracts. They didn't give a fuck about unions and they worked for cheap. But there was something about the Mohawks that they were not afraid of heights. And then fast forward to just recently rebuilding the One World Trade Center. It's had 200 Mohawk ironworkers that were doing it then. So they have no fear of heights or dangerous conditions. So the Mohawks are like just fucking badass. They just ain't, you know, they're fearless. And that's what William Justice Goebel said. You had to be loyal and loyal, let's see, kind, loyal, and fearless for the common people. So both the elected chiefs and the controversial Warrior Society have encouraged gambling as a means of ensuring tribal self-sufficiency on the various reserves or Indian reservations. Traditional chiefs, blah-ba-dee-ba-doo. So anyways, it's just a tribal state compact between the St. Regis Mohawk tribe and the state of New York. So that's the state and the fucking Mohawk trying to have like a co-government deal. We know how that shit turns out, so we don't know all the specifics. Check it out later on. But Mohawk people, they still live. So the Mohawk people, they chopped the fucking head off the Pequots. They still have a fucking thing going on today. The Pequot today have a thing going on. So even the traditional enemies of these different tribes are still finding ways to carry on with their with their mission. And when I talk about the Native Americans, it's weird. When I first looked this stuff up, like the Ridgetop Shawnee meant nothing to me. Now they're the only fucking Shawnee tribe that's recognized in Kentucky. So when I read about the Shawnee people, that's the way I think of it. The Shawnee people, the nice little, the nation, the nice little phrase, the Shawnee people, because it's the Shawnee. That's all you gotta do. That's whoever they're the Shawnee, or they The Bavarians, the Prussians, now they're the fucking Germans, okay? They're German. It's the Deutschlanders. German sounds so much fucking easier. The German people, the Kentucky people. That's the Kentucky. That's a lot of, but I could go with the Kentucky people. I can understand the Kentucky people being its own nation. So, the point being, when I first read it, the Ridgetop Shawnee was like, oh, they're just trying to take the Shawnee name, and actually they all are. They're all trying to take the Shawnee name, including the ones in Oklahoma. But one of them has to, right? Somebody has to be like the Shawnee people is the nation, but they do need a fucking name. They do need an LLC or something, a federally recognized tribe, their own land, their own governance, and numbers. They need fucking people inside their tribe. So, how do you pronounce the word Mohawk? What does it mean? Are they really man-eaters? Where do they live? There's a little bit about the Mohawks, right? What they speak a Mohawk language. The Mingos were the ones that broke off from the Mohawks and did their own thing. The Poca-Poag tribe. There's a trying to develop over the land, Tracy Wood Road, but a Poca-Poag tribal leader is saying, no. We own this stuff. You can't fucking take our fucking land. What the fuck? You've done this shit before. We know what you're trying to do, and we don't like it. So they're the Poca-Poag is the Massachusetts. They're Massachusetts fucking like offspring. Wampanoag, we get to see the Wampanoags are still fucking going strong today. Actually, I wish I would have checked that other. I recorded 30 minutes of this to begin with, so the whole fucking thing is all the whole sort of cadence is all thrown off for me because I didn't want to repeat all the shit, but it was a really good start. But there was just now I just saw who are the Wampanoag people. Actually, I'm gonna look that up again because it actually had like a woman that was a Wampanoag, and they had the Plymouth Plantation, so they showed that what she was kind of doing, what she was all about. The Southern Cherokee Nation is the other tribe that I thought Kentucky recognized, but maybe they just have land and they're just really influential. Because I haven't seen, I guess I could have just checked to see if it was in a federally recognized tribe.
Threat has been detected.
The Southern Cherokee Nation is trying to fucking get me with something. So, there's enrollment guidelines, the Southern Cherokee Nation, Kentucky. So, if you want to become Cherokee Nation, you want to join the tribe, here's the guidelines right here. The Wampanoag. Well, I'm sorry. Okay, anyways. There's the Plymouth Plantation. It's right there. Go to the Plymouth Plantation's website of the Wampanoags if you want to see pictures of there's a woman that was dressed in it today. She wrote an article about the Wampanoags, how they were still strong, how they're around and surviving. And so, good for them, right? Good for them. Southern Cherokee Nation of Kentucky, state-recognized Indian tribe based in Kentucky. Members of the SCNK claim descent from the Cherokee, forcibly removed to Indian Territory in 1838. City of Henderson, Kentucky, published a proclamation stating that they have been headquartered there since the late 19th century. They are soon to be the oldest Native American presence there, but are they? State recognition. Recognized by the executive branch. Representative Reginald Meeks, the Democrat of Louisville. It's good stuff. January 24, 2000, introduced a Bill 50, HB 50 in the Kentucky House of Representatives to establish a formal process for state recognition of Indian tribes. Of course, they fucking should do that shit. The reading of the bill passed. It was received in the Kentucky Senate. Representative Meeks filed the same bill in the House twice before, and it's seen passed there, only to see it locked in the Senate, State, and Local Government Committee. Thus far, the bill has not made it to the Senate floor for a vote. So the Republicans have stopped just the process for Native Americans to establish recognition, state recognition. So we haven't recognized anybody. The Southern Cherokee should be a fucking, we've only recognized the Ridgetop Shawnee, and we recognize them individually because they just made up their own fucking process. So instead of this is a good idea. Why would you not want a fucking process? Maybe they don't want to open the floodgates. They already have a process, really. If you, the Southern Cherokees, you just appeal directly to the General Assembly instead of actually going to the, making these laws up. That's how the Ridgetop Shawnee got state recognition. And then they need to work on federal recognition. So the Ridgetop Shawnee, I don't know, the fucking Pine Ridge or Pine Mountain community, Indian community is trying to take over the Shawnee, the Ridgetop Shawnee. So they fucking kicked ass. It's the Ridgetop Shawnee that got the recognition. Don't let anybody take your fucking shit away, man. That's your fucking shit. That's yours. Don't let them take that away. Ponkapoag is the name of the Native American praying town settled in the western Blue Hills, eastern Massachusetts. There's a group of Massachusetts who lived at the north of the Neponset River in the summer. Ponkapoag is now contained almost entirely by the town. They're praying Indians, a praying town. So they're able to live because they become Christianized. And then after the King Philip's Chief Metacomet's War, they were moved to a different place, and then they lived there forever. So they were removed, and then they were put in a spot, and they took the spot, and they kept the spot. I'm going to end off with General Sullivan's campaign against the Mohawks, because the father of our country was a genocidal fucking maniac. They were able to divide and conquer the fucking powerful Iroquois. They got, I think, the Oneida on their side, and maybe the Seneca. I don't know. They got two of them, and then they fucking just wiped the rest of them out, fucked them up. They were the ones living in northern New York for 100 years. They dominated American politics. The Iroquois did with the Beaver Wars. The Iroquois were the first democracy in the entire fucking world, even before Iceland, which is the first European democracy. But the Iroquois was also federated. It was a federal system. They had 5 nations all in one fucking unit. So 5 nations in one nation, and then they got the Tuscarora. So actually, they had 6 nations that were all part of the Longhouse, right? The Iroquois was known as the people of the Longhouse, and then they fucking got divided during the American Revolution, and then that division fucking destroyed them. So yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know about that. General Sullivan fucking killed them all. Didn't give a fuck. It was terrorism. It was horrible. It was bullshit. The Mohawks are still alive today. The St. Regis Mohawk, they have a casino. Mohegans have a casino. The Pequot have a casino. The Pequot are doing actually really fucking good because there's only 300 or so of them, and they're making like $1 million a piece. But the Mohegan Sun Casinos is actually putting the Pequot's going to put them out of business because now the Pequot's like in debt by almost like $2 fucking billion. They had to close their museum and shit. So the Pequot used to be making fucking bank, but I guess they're getting fucking too greedy. There's only 325 of them, and the Mohegans, I don't know how many people of the Mohegans there are, but it just shows you just a small group of people. I don't know. It might have started out smaller. Maybe that's too many people. Maybe they need to have a purge, for themselves. Narragansetts, there's 2,400 people that need antique people. They got 35 Connecticut families are still around. I fear for the Neantics. They haven't lost yet. They're like the Shawnee of Kentucky. They got, they're there, they're around. They haven't got federal recognition yet. A lot of Mohawks haven't got federal recognition yet. And the Neantics haven't got federal recognition yet. So when I see that the great finale of the Thanksgiving is that the Patuxent and the Manassans are fucking wiped out for good. The Patuxent were the Squanto people, and Squanto's people, for whatever fucking reason, slavery, English colonizing, they just took over his fucking lands. Plymouth, where Plymouth is sitting today, used to be Patuxent lands. And then, even though Squanto is recognized as a hero in the fucking Thanksgiving dinner, he actually was the last of the Patuxent, and then with his death, that was it. So that that just shows the genocide. He's the last motherfucker of that tribe. And that was it. That's it for the Patuxent. And the Manassans, they were on Rock Island, and so just like the dodo bird, they just wiped out a fucking island. They kept it for themselves. Massachusetts, there's some people that's still with the Massachusetts Mohegans, Mohawk, Pequot, Narragansetts, Neantic, Wampanoag, and the Shawnee. So the first Thanksgiving did not completely wipe them out, but that's the standards we're fucking going by, right? Are you completely wiped out? Or are there only like 5 of you left? And so that's kind of sucks. But some of them are doing really fucking good. There's 1,000 Mohawk. They got the St. Regis Mohawks, the Pequot, 300 of them. They're making millions of dollars. The Mohegans, they got 2 big ass fucking casinos. I don't know how well they're doing. And there was another casino too. I want to say the Narragansett had a casino, or the Wampanoags. But the Niantic, gotta step up your game, Niantic. And then the Ridgetop Shawnee, I hope they do fucking good too. So that's the great finale. It really was kind of an anticlimactic fucking Wampanoag. Let's take a look at the Wampanoags real fast, because I want the Wampanoags. There's maybe only 91 people left, but I really like that the one website that says who are the Wampanoag people, and it was written by a Wampanoag. So it tickles me to death that there are still Native Americans around. It tickles me in a good way. And there's so many fucking white people. They're all over the place. And I never seen Native Americans. Just Reginald Meeks was one of the person mentioned in Wikipedia. He's one of the few people that I actually know. And then the other Native Americans that I don't know of any other Native Americans. Sometimes at a fair you'd see one or two. I know a lot of historical Native Americans. And this looks like a white-skinned person, a pale face here. So this is the Plymouth Plantation. Who are the Wampanoag? This article is written by Nancy Eldridge. I knew a Brandon Eldridge. I don't know if he was part. He looked weird. He looked like he might have been part of the Native Americans. He had white skin there too. Nancy Eldridge is a Nausot Wampanoag and Penobscot. So I think that's her in her traditional garb, right, with round corn. So it's an adorable picture that could, that's taken right out of history. And if she's doing that now, I mean, she's making it look good. They say that there's about 4,000 to 5,000 Wampanoag who live in New England. 3 primary groups. So the Wampanoags carry on, keep going strong. So that's just a Plymouth Plantation. I guess I just like the picture. I like that. It makes you fuckers instead. This is supposed to be more like a podcast, and it's just the pages are assisting my talk along. But if you are just sitting there watching all this, I would not suggest it, because there will be times when nothing's being moved at all, and yeah, so it's more like a podcast. I know it's YouTube, but some people want to just listen for 40 fucking minutes, about the finale of the Thanksgiving to see what happened to all the Native American tribes. Did they do well? Did they not do well? So thank God they didn't. They made the Manassans and the Patuxent fucking extinct, but some of the Native Americans were able to survive. So good job, surviving natives. You didn't go all Tecumseh. Tecumseh is like a fucking badass, but he died,